A very good morning to you from wherever you're watching us. This is Sports This Morning, the midweek edition. It promises to be an exciting package. I'm Yemi Adebayo.
And I'm Cecilia Amogbe.
All right, let's dive straight into it. Good news coming the way of Nigeria's Super Eagles. The Ministry of Sports working behind the scenes to ensure that camp allowances and all issues that might likely affect the Super Eagles at the Mundial will be properly sorted out from the highest level. We'll be talking about that on the show this morning.
And also on the program, we'll talk about the UEFA Champions League. And for Bayern Munich, is mission accomplished for them in the defeat over PSG. And PSG, while their winning run at the UEFA Champions League group stage, finally coming to an end.
All right, we'll leave football now and talk about world sport. The IOC taking the bold step, doing what everybody expects, putting a ban on Russia. And, of course, the Russian athletes will fly the neutral flag at the 2018 Winter Olympics. A lot of things happening right there when that decision was taken. A lot of countries have reacted. Some of the athletes and the coaches saying it was a very, very big blow. We'll be talking about that. As a matter of fact, that's where we start this morning. And Cecilia, I mean, it didn't come to us as a surprise that this will happen. It's just the outcry from the Russians, and you want to begin to pity some of the athletes and the coaches who may be clean.
Yeah, definitely. I think the thing is IOC actually gave them a leeway, so to speak, in the sense that those who are really perfect, who are, I mean, who are not part of the doping system, they will have the opportunity to actually compete under the IOC flag and all that. That's also an opportunity, but then they have to pass through very, very rigorous, when I mean rigorous, vigorous testing for them to be able to achieve that. But I think generally the way people actually took the ban, it's something you really ask yourself, why were they so upset about it? I'm talking about the Russians, because they knew this was coming. They understand the international community, both in and outside of sports, politically, everything. And other people have been saying they're watching IOC, watching Thomas Bach to see if he's going to, you know, make that decision, if he's going to really ban Russia. And finally, they got what they wanted.
Yeah, it didn't stop there, too. The Russian Olympic Committee, too, suspended indefinitely. A lot of heavy sanctions coming down on Russia. Like you said, quite rightly, a lot of people thought, you know, that the decision that IOC should have taken 2 years ago, they didn't take it. And now, with the whole world watching, they were forced backed into a corner where they had to take that decision. All right, let's go and listen to the IOC president talking about Thomas Bach, telling us that the Russians have been banned.
The Russian Olympic Committee is suspended with immediate effect. Individual clean Russian athletes will be able to participate under strict conditions at the Olympic Winter Games Pyeongchang 2018. These invited athletes will participate, be it in individual or team competitions, under the name Olympic Athlete from Russia, with the acronym OAR. They will compete with the uniform bearing this name and under the Olympic flag. The Olympic anthem will be played in any ceremony. No official of the Russian Ministry of Sport will be accredited for the Olympic Winter Games Pyeongchang 2018. The then Minister of Sport, Mr. Vitaly Mutko, and his then Deputy Minister Yuri Nagornik will be excluded from any participation in all future Olympic Games. Dmitry Chernyshchenko, former CEO of the organizing committee Sochi 2014, will be withdrawn from the Coordination Commission Beijing 2022. The President of the Russian Olympic Committee, Mr. Alexander Shukov, is suspended as an IOC member, given that his membership is linked to his position as president of the Russian Olympic Committee. The IOC may partially or fully lift the suspension of the Russian Olympic Committee from the commencement of the closing ceremony of the Olympic Winter Games Pyeongchang 2018, provided these decisions are fully respected and implemented by the Russian Olympic Committee and by the invited athletes and officials. This decision should draw a line under this damaging episode and serve as a catalyst for a more effective and more robust anti-doping system led by WADA.
Wow. It's a mouthful. Thomas Bach laying it down. I don't know how the Russians are feeling right now, but like Cecilia rightly said, I mean, they saw this coming, and they should have been prepared. So we'll see what happens. The curtains are falling, and all the years of preparation for the Russian athletes and some of the coaches probably will not get an opportunity to be there. I mean, there's nothing to add, Cecilia.
Yeah,
He said it all.
Yeah, it is, because if you check, I mean, the fear is people are actually right now worried about what's going to happen to Vitaly Mutko, who is suspended by IOC, and he happens to be the president of Russia Football Association. He was the former sports minister. That was from 2008 to 2016. And with that hanging over his head, World Cup 2018 came to mind, and you're asking yourself what's going to happen. Will FIFA, want to go ahead and maybe add some little things? But then we know this is all about the IOC, and if you check the IOC more like an international body that has to do with everything Olympics, so the World
umbrella.
Cup is different. It's a bigger umbrella. So we'll see if sanctions going to come for him. But then I think the fact that because he was